Hi friends, it is now read aloud time. Today we have a really fun dinosaur read aloud. Before I tell you what the title of today's story is, I want you to take a look at the cover. What do you notice about this dinosaur? Take a look at its body parts. Does this dinosaur have tiny or big hands? Tiny hands. And do you remember that we learned today which kind of dinosaur has tiny hands and is a carnivore who eats meat? A T-Rex! Today's title of the story is called Never Touch a T-Rex. Let's begin. I'm turning the pages. Never touch a T-Rex. Hey you! I know why you're here. You want to touch the T-Rex, don't you? Well, you can't. This is the security guard and he says, no, you cannot touch the T-Rex. Why do you think you can't touch the T-Rex? My job is to keep the T-Rex safe from people like you. Here's the rule. Rule number 1. Can you show me one finger? You must never touch a T-Rex unless you point to your nose. There's no way you could point to your nose. Just you try. Can you do it, Bumblebees? Can you point to your nose? I knew you could point to your nose. The security guard is silly. How did you do that? Okay, this is the real rule. You must never touch a T-Rex unless you point to your nose and touch your toes. Ha! Try those if you think you're so clever. Bumblebees, I know you could do that. Can you point to your nose and touch your toes? Nose and your toes. What do you notice about those two words? Nose, toes. They are rhyming words. They have the same ending sound. Okay, genius. The actual rule is this. Never touch a T-Rex unless you can point your nose, touch your toes, and find a rose. Gotcha. You won't be able to find a rose on this page. Bumblebees, I know you could do this. Point to your nose, touch your toes, and now look for a rose on this page. Can you find it? Look closely for the red rose. Okay, I think I found it. Did you find it? I'm going to give you a hint. It's on this page. Take a closer look. Did you find it? Look, I found it. Thanks for your help, Bumblebees. How are you doing this? Oh my goodness. How does the security guard feel? Surprised, confused. He's saying, how are my bumblebees so smart? Okay, right. Even you won't be able to point to your nose, touch your toes, find your rose, and shout, banana. Bumblebees, we could do that. Should we try? Point to your nose, touch your toes, find the rose. Okay, put our binoculars on. Let's find the rose together. Oh, I found it. Did you find it? Look closely. Where's that rose? Rose. And now say, banana. I knew you could do it, Bumblebees. Have you done this before? What's that? A question mark. He wants to know. Have you done this before? It's Lucky. I have a plan. You must never touch a T-Rex unless you point to your nose. Do with me. Point to your nose. Touch your toes. Find a rose. Shout, banana. Wave at me. Wave at the security guard. Count to 3. Can you help me count to 3? 1, 2, 3. Meow like a cat. Okay, Bumblebees. On the count of 3, let's meow like a cat. 1, 2, 3. Meow. And flap like a bat. Oh, we can do that. Let's flap like a bat. Flap like a bat. Sing high and then low. Can you do it with me? High and then low. Say something slow. Let's say T-Rex really slow. Are you ready? T-Rex. How's the security guard feeling? Oh my goodness, he's stumped. He's saying, how am I going to trick those bumblebees? Say, I am smart. We're too smart for the security guard. Hello, sorry about that, guard. There's really one rule you need to know. You must never touch a T-Rex unless you ask politely. Go on, give it a try. What did T-Rex tell you? All you have to do is ask politely. What does it mean to be polite? How can you be polite to someone or to something or to an animal? How nice and polite you are. Of course you can. T-Rex said you could touch him because you asked politely, which means you said please and thank you. Okay, you're brighter than I thought. But I've got one more rule for you. Don't close this book. The end. Look how silly the security guard is. Bumblebees, did you like the silly read aloud? This is one of my favorites. I have a tricky question for you before we leave. Are you ready for a challenge? Okay, put your listeners on. How many characters are in this story? Take a look at the cover of today's story. How many characters do you see? Let's count. 1, 2. 2 characters. What are characters? The characters are who the story is about. Who is the story about today? T-Rex, say bye T-Rex. And the security guard, say bye security guard. They say bye bumblebees. Have a great rest of the day.